Okay, hi everyone. We'll continue from in the class. I have briefed some of you about this summary, right? So for those who were in the other class, which I haven't briefed you on this part, you may watch this video and I will explain on it. Okay, it's regarding summary. Okay, for the paper that I've given to you, I include the guidelines for reading comprehension and also for summary, right? So for reading comprehension, I won't spend too much time going through with you. So I just include it here and you may read it by yourself. Okay, you may read it by yourself. What I would like to point out for reading comprehension is this part, number 5. Part 5. For this upcoming exam, mid-year examination, you do not have to answer questions in complete sentences. Okay, you no longer have to do it like when you were in junior year. Okay, so one of the sample answers is like this. Okay, for example, your question number 26, you can find it in your paper as well on the second page. From paragraph 1, okay, in which continent? Continent means 哪一个州？哪一个 yeah, are tigers found? Okay, 1 mark. For this question like this, you no longer have to answer incomplete answer, as in like tigers are found in Asia. Okay, no, you do not have to write like this anymore. Okay, you can just write Asia, one word will do. Okay, but make sure to include full stop as well. Okay, so for this upcoming exam, mid-year exam, as what the examiner say, will follow exactly like will follow the SPM format. So in SPM, same as well, like this. You do not have to answer in full sentence, incomplete sentence. Okay, you just need to write what you are asked. Okay, so that is what I would like to highlight for this part. And also what you need to avoid. Here, do not give more than the required information. Sometimes students copy chunks from a passage. Chunks means 一大段. So if you are asked, for example, like the same question just now from paragraph 1, in which continent are tigers found? Okay, you just need, your answer is only Asia. You don't go and copy like the whole chunk of it. Maybe you are not sure where is it, what is the answer, so you just copy a few sentences in the passage. Don't do that, okay? Because if you do that, that will highlight your weakness and or failure to understand the question or text. Which means when you copy a chunk of answer from the text, it will show that you actually do not really understand the question. What is the question asking for, right? So if you do this in the SPM, your marks will be deducted, not only in SPM, in our exam as well. Okay? Yeah, you can copy. I mean, let's say for this question, 像我们刚刚这一题的话, which continents are tiger found? Okay, we go to our passage. Yeah. Okay, the tiger, the largest cat in the world, is one of the most majestic animals on land, and is found only in Asia. So what is important here is this part only, right? Tiger is found in Asia. That's all. And if you copy the whole chunk of this, maybe you copy the whole sentence, then if you only copy this sentence, still okay lah. I don't think your marks will be deducted. But if you copy like, like the whole chunk of this, maybe until this part, then your marks will be deducted. Okay, because what is asked is only where is it found. Okay, which continent. So it's Asia, nothing else. Okay, you do not have to write largest world, most majestic animals on land. These are all irrelevant. So if you include this in your answer, then it might show that you actually do not really understand what is the question asking for. Okay, clear? So that's for the part. And point 2, do not give 2 or more answers to a question. So let's say that the question is asking you for how many points? 2 points, 1 point. Then you follow the numbers of the you follow the question. Okay, the question asks you for how many, then you just follow the question. Yeah, do not waste time. Do not waste time paraphrasing answers unless you are asked to do so. For comprehension part, even if you paraphrase your answer, you do not get any extra marks. You might even lose mark for that. So for comprehension, you do not need to paraphrase at all, unless the question asks you write in your own words. Then you paraphrase. Okay? Yeah. And also, if you are not asked for your opinion, let's say the question didn't ask you, in your opinion, what do you think? If the question didn't state all this, then you do not have to, you don't include any of your own opinion. Okay, if the question wants you to talk about your own answer, talk about your opinion, then the question will say so. If the question didn't mention about it, then you do not have to, then it means that your answer must be from the passage. Okay, so that's for comprehension. The other parts you may read through by yourself. Okay, then, summary writing. This is what we will focus today. So summary writing, for those who I have not briefed you on this yet, you need to pay attention on this. Okay, and maybe for what I emphasize, you need to highlight it. Okay, so the allocation of marks for summary writing is as follows. Okay, for summary, full marks, 15 marks. Okay, same goes to SPM as well. In SPM, you get 15 marks, full marks for summary. Okay, mid-year exam as well, same. Okay, so 10 marks, 15 marks, 10 marks for content, and another 5 marks is for language. Okay, 10 marks for content means your points. How many points how many points you manage to write? Okay, so 10 for content, and another 5 marks is for your language. So usually there are more than 10 content points, but you should be able to identify at least 10. Okay, usually points given will be around 11 or 12, okay, most 12. Okay, won't be too many. So you should be able to identify at least 10 out of 11 or maybe 12. Okay, do not worry too much about paraphrasing. Instead, focus on getting marks for content, not language. Okay, why? Why is it so? Why the question? Why the guideline say so? It is because when you, let's say, you manage to find all the 10 points from the passage, right? You manage to find all the 10 points correctly. But if you paraphrase it in the wrong way, means you didn't manage to paraphrase it well. You paraphrase it and you change the meaning of the point. What will happen? That will cause you to lose marks for both content and also language. 就是如果你找到了那些点，可是你 paraphrase 的时候 ，paraphrase 就是用自己的话去写嘛，把你读了之后用自己的话，然后一样的意思去把那个句子写出来。那如果你已经找到对的点，然后你在这样子去改的过程中，你把那个点的意思改掉它的意思啊，然后就是它的意思已经跟原本的意思是不同的情况下，那这样子你就会 content 那里就会失去分数，那一点就不算分了。You get what I mean? So only when you are very, very confident with your paraphrasing skill, then only you paraphrase. If not, don't paraphrase it. Okay, if you are unsure, you feel like maybe can, maybe cannot, then don't do. Okay, don't paraphrase. Okay, so that is for paraphrasing. And guidelines. Okay, so when you read the question, you need to be very careful. Okay, and ask yourself, what am I required to summarize? Okay, let's say we go to our summary. Let's say for this summary, okay, 31, right? Based on the passage given, write a summary on. So what you need to write is these two. The reasons tigers are becoming extinct. Extinct means 绝种，就是老虎就是濒临绝种的原因是什么？ And the measures that should be taken to protect them. Measures means 措施，有什么应该用什么措施去保护它们。So these are what you need to look for. You need to be very clear about this. 你要一直就是在你看了这个之后，你在找点的时候，你要一直记着这个东西。 Okay, you need to remember and make sure you are very clear about this. Okay, so go back to the guideline. Okay, then you need to mark the first and the last lines of the passage that you are asked to refer to. Okay, let's say you go back to this. Use materials from line 19 to 39. So as what I told you before, I think for the previous summaries, I told you this before. Okay, line. The numbers on the right are the lines. The numbers on the left are the paragraph. Okay, paragraph 4, paragraph 5. Okay, so line 19 to 39. This is 20, right? So 19 is here. This is 19. So this part from here, 19, all the way to 39, 35, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? So until the end, these are where you should look for points. Okay, only from this part. So to be safe, you may draw a line here, and here, so that you are very clear about this. Okay, where should I look for my points? Okay, only from this part. Okay, only from this part. Even if you found points from here, you cannot write these points in your summary because you will not get marks for that. You only get marks for the points that you have found from here, this part, line 19 to 39. Okay, clear? So we'll move on to the next part. Select information that is relevant to your answer. To do this, underline the relevant lines or ideas as you read the text. So when you're reading the text, if you find this sentence or this point is relevant, it's either reason or the measures to be taken, then you can underline it. Okay, I know some of you like to highlight, but I don't really suggest highlighting because when you highlight, if it's wrong, you are unable to erase it, right? So for me, but you can do it in your own way. For me, what I prefer is underline or bracket the points, so that after you found all the points, when you read through again, if you find you found out that is not actually a point or that is a repetition, you can easily erase it. Okay, so what I suggest is maybe you can use pencil or maybe pen to do so, to bracket them. Okay, because when you bracket, it is easier to erase it, right? Even if you underline, it will be quite difficult to erase the whole thing. Okay, so that is what I prefer, but you can have your own way that you prefer to do. Okay, or actually there are some highlighters selling in the bookshop. Those highlighters is attached with the eraser at the back. You can actually erase the what you have highlighted. So for those who are interested on that, maybe you can look for it in the bookstore. Okay, so move on to the next part. Always ask yourself, is this what? Okay, so let's say for this summary, we are looking for a reason tigers have become extinct and also the measure that should be implemented, right? So let's say when you're reading, okay, start from line 19, right? I give you a clue. Despite their prowess, tigers are unable to protect themselves from their greatest threat, human beings. Okay, after reading this sentence, you ask yourself, is this a reason? Is this a reason that why tigers are becoming extinct? No, right? No, this is not a reason. This is just telling you that tigers are unable to protect themselves. This is not why tigers are becoming lesser. Right? This is just stating the fact only. Stating the fact. Okay, so it is not a measure as well. This is not how we can protect tigers. So this is not a point. So when you're reading the sentences, you may keep asking yourself this question, okay, is this a reason or is this the measure that should be taken? Okay, so in this way, it will be easier for you to look for the points. Okay, so let's go back to the guidelines. And where do we stop? Sorry, I'm looking for Yeah, here. So next part. Look through the lines or idea you have underlined. Sometimes an idea is repeated in another line. So ask yourself, is this idea a repetition? So after you have found all the points that you think is a point, then you may read through them again. You see, so when you're reading back, you're reading through the ideas or the lines that you have underlined, you need to ask yourself, is this a repetition? OK 有没有重复？是不是跟上一句是其实是一样的东西，在讲一样的东西？因为有时候文章它会为了要强调这东西，会再复述多一次，其实讲的都是一样的东西。So in that case, you will not have to write both sentences. 你就不需要把两个句子都写下去。Okay, the next part, summarize the ideas. So after you are you are confirmed with your points. Okay, I have found 10 points. Okay, no repetition. Okay, then only you summarize the ideas. Okay, so you don't look for one point, then you write one sentence, write one point first, don't okay? You look for all the points first. After you're confirmed the points, you check already, okay, everything is okay. Okay, I'm confirmed these are the points that I would like to write. Then only you start writing. Okay, that will be better. Okay, because you need to write according to the sequence as well. 你要照着顺序去写。如果你找一个点写一个点，找一个点写一个点，那你之后发现你前面我有漏掉的时候，那你就很麻烦了。然后你加在后面的话，这样子，因为有一些文章是需要照着顺序去讲，会比较好的。OK， 然后如果你这样跳来跳去的话，其实就不太好，可能在有一些就是不一定可以被接受这样子。So it's best that you write according to the sequence, in sequence， 照着顺序写。Okay, then you can combine ideas by joining phrases or sentences. 你可以把两个点合在一起，合在一个句子里面。Maybe you use and, okay? Or you may want to paraphrase ideas or sentences. 或者是你可能要用接话去写它。However, make sure your sentences are complete and not fracture bits and pieces. 就是像你找的时候，你找到那个点的时候，你就要确定它是一个完整的句子，不是一小段一小段的东西。就是你写的时候，你要确定你不是用动词开头的，不是用动词，不是用 conjunction, not preposition. Okay, you start your sentence with a noun. 那这样子的情况下才是一个完整的句子。Okay, for example, okay, I give you the one of the points. These magnificent creatures have been hunted for 100 years for sport. Sport means 运动. As proof of one's strength and manliness and for their skin. Okay, so actually this is one of the points. 这个是其中一个 two of the points. 这边有两个点，在这个句子里面有两个点。OK， 那现在这个句子的时候，它要讲的是，这个句子的意思是，这些 creatures 这样的生物，其实已经被猎杀几百年了。For sport 就是当做是一种运动项目来被猎杀，有些人把打猎当做是一种运动项目嘛，所以它其实就是这个就是其中的原因，人类把它当成是一种运动，打猎当成一种运动，然后去猎杀它们，所以它们的数量会减少。So this is actually one of the reason. And as proof of one's strength and manliness, as proof of one's strength 就是来证明一个人的能力，一个人的力量，还有一个人的那个这个是刚毅的意思，刚毅或者是有男人气概的这样子的意思，就是为了要表现自己，要让人家觉得我是一个很有能力的人，我是一个很刚毅、很有男人气概的人，然后这一类的人他们会把猎杀老虎当作是一种运动。Okay, and for their skin， 或者是因为要拿他们的皮，所以才会去猎杀他们。So actually here you have 2 points. One is this part. Okay, as proof of one's strength and manliness. 就是为什么猎杀？猎杀是因为要拿来证明自己的能力，还有 another part is for their skin. Okay, but when you are writing, you cannot write like this. For sport as proof of one's strength and manliness. You cannot start your sentence with for conjunction. Right? 你不可以用一个这样子的字去做你的句子的开头。So what you have to write is starting from here. These magnificent creatures have been counted here. This whole sentence. 一整个都是你需要去写进去的东西。Okay, some of you might think that since it is asking for a reason, 它只是在问为什么老虎的数量会减少嘛？那它的原因就是因为它被猎杀，所以我们就写到猎杀就好。No 啊 ，you need to write， 就是它为什么会被猎杀，你要解释多一点，就是包括这整个东西，它是为了什么？人类是为了什么去猎杀它的？是为了要证明自己的能力，然后另外一个是为了要拿它的皮，所以才去猎杀。So you cannot just write until have been hunted. This is, for example, your reason, point 1. Tigers have been hunted for 100 years. Then that's all. Then you won't get 1 point for that. 你不会拿到1分。这个 point 这样子的话是不完整的，你不会拿到1分。你要把它后面这些解释是什么？为什么会被猎杀？被猎杀的原因是什么？人类要做什么？为什么要猎杀他们？这些也是包括在它的原因之类。Okay, this is also the reason. So you need to write everything. Okay, so if you write this sentence, then you get 2 points. 1 point for strength as proof of one's strength and manliness. 这个是一个点，这有1分 and for their skin. This is second point. Okay, so when you are writing, okay, we go back here. Yes. Okay, so not fracture bits and pieces 啊，不是零零散散的一段一段小段的部分，你要把完整的句子写进去。Okay, if you cannot paraphrase， 如果你没有办法，没有能力把整个句子读了之后用自己的话去写出来的话 then see if there are words in the text that you can replace without affecting the meaning. For example, you can use a pronoun to replace a noun. Okay, this is the easiest way to replace the words in the passage. 这个也是其中一个你可以在 language 那里加一点分的方式。Okay, 因为 paraphrase 的话，其实大多数的同学，可能 A 组的同学有办法做到，可是大多数的同学会在 paraphrase 上面可能没有办法做得那么好，因为 paraphrase 的话其实不简单，而且你要确保你自己是 paraphrase 的时候 grammar 没有错，没有改掉意思，你才可以去这样子做嘛。其实那个是很少人可以，就是完完全全的 paraphrase 之后还句子没有错误，没有 grammar， 然后没有 grammatical errors， 也没有把那个句子的意思改掉的，其实可以做到这样子的人不多。So if you cannot paraphrase, it's okay, don't worry. You can replace the words in the sentence. 你可以换字，你可以找一些觉得是同义字的换下去，或者是 you can use a pronoun. Pronoun means I, you, we, they, he, she, it to replace a noun. Okay, 来换一个动词。For example, we go back to the same point. These magnificent creatures. 这个在讲的是什么？这个在讲的是Tigers, right? So you can actually change these magnificent creatures to tigers. Okay, for one, you can save the words. 你可以省一些字起来，这边有3个字，你把它换成 tigers， 换成1个字而已。Okay, 如果在这个句子之前已经有提过 tigers 啊，你还可以甚至把这个部分换成 they have been hunted. Okay, they refers to they, tigers 就是 tigers 的意思，对吗？所以其实你这样子换的话，你也会让考官知道，哦，其实原来这个人也知道，他理解这个 magnificent creatures 就是在讲 tigers， 所以他才有办法把它换成 they。这样子的话，考官就会知道，哦，其实他是了解的，他不是单单只是随便找10个句子抄下去。所以这样子的情况下，你的 language 也会有一点加一点分，因为考官知道这个人是了解，真正的是知道这个是一个点的，他知道要怎样去。他知道这个 magnificent creature 是讲的是什么东西。Okay 啊 ，Okay 啊 ，So that is what you can do for your language part. Okay, then yeah, if you are a weak student, if you are very very weak, okay, 就是你的程度是可能比较差的，可能你连就是你要换字的话，你也想不到换什么字，你也不知道，你也不确定，这个字是不是可以换成这个 pronoun， 你什么就是不太确定，也不太清楚的话 ，then copy the entire sentence. Okay 啊 ，but if you have the ability, then try to replace some words. Okay, if you really cannot, okay, you have really no confidence at all. 你完完全全就是觉得 我只要可以拿到10分 content 就好了的话，这样子的情况 then copy the entire sentence, copy the points. What you have found, you just copy. In this way you will not lose marks or content for content or language. 那这样子的话，你就2个部分的分数都可以保到。你 content 也可以拿到满分，然后你 language 也可以拿到一个基本分2分。Okay, so begin the summary with the 10 words given, and remember that the 3 dots after the 10 word means you have to complete the sentence with some relevant information from the text. So go back to the flip to the back, go back to the question. The 10 words given. When I was marking your summary, I realized some of you didn't begin the summary with the 10 words. So make sure you begin with the 10 words provided. Okay, because this has also 这个部分也是有分数的，所以一定要用这10个字开头。And you can see that you have 3 dots at the back, which means that this sentence is incomplete, right? 这就是代表这个句子其实不完整的句子。So you need to add something else to make it a complete sentence. Okay, we look at this sentence first. The tiger population has suffered a serious decline. Decline means 下降 because tigers. 所以这里在讲的是那个老虎的population 其实是人口的意思，可是不是老虎的人口，就是老虎的数量。OK， 其实有一个很严重的下降的情况 ，because 因为老虎。So when you have sentence like this， 因为老虎什么？为什么会下降？因为老虎。So you can relate it to your point here. The reasons tiger are becoming extinct， 它是不是一样的东西？这个是在讲为什么，这个是老虎濒临绝种的原因，这个是老虎的数量下降，因为他们其实是在讲一样的东西，对吗？濒临绝种是数量越来越少不然怎么会濒临绝种 ，right? So now talking about the same thing. So which means that when you see sentence like this, what you can continue at the back is your first point. 你可以直接用你的第一个点开始去接下去。Okay, because 因为老虎怎样就接下去这样你的句子like the sentence here， 像我们刚刚找到的第一个点就是这个 These magnificent creatures have been hunted for 100 years for sport as proof of one's strength and manliness and for their skin. 所以 because tigers 刚刚我们回到刚刚接下去because tigers have been hunted for 100 years for sport as proof of one's strength and manliness and for their skin. Okay, 你这样子写的话，那这个刚刚的10个字就变成了一个完整的句子，对吗？ So you will get 2 points here for your content, and also you have managed to make your first sentence, your 10 words, a complete sentence. Okay, so that is about the 10 words. 就是那个10个字的部分，有一些文章像我们之前写过的10个字，它是可以直接在第一句这边找到一模一样的句子那你就可以把它抄下去，就让它变成一个完整的句子。Then only you start your first point in next sentence. Okay, so 会有2种的情况，你们要自己看一下。Then next part.Organize the ideas, points in manner which they are found in the text. 就是我刚刚讲过的，就是 sequence 的问题。Okay, 顺序，跟着顺序。Adhere to the word limit. Adhere to the word limit. Okay, the word limit for summary is 130 words. 130个字，对吗？那130个字的话 ，adhere to the word limit 就是你跟着那个字数去写。130个字，那就代表你越靠近这130个字越好。OK， 不管是多过还是少过，就是越靠近越好。你可以写刚刚好130个字，那是最棒的。That will be the best. Okay, so if I saw some of the summaries, you have only 100 words. OK， 我之前改的话是比较松一点。如果你没有把，例如你写了一个 point， 像我刚刚讲的，你没有把那个 point 的后面的整个句子写完整的话，我也会给你算是1分。可是之后考试的话就不会这样子，可能会扣分。那个点没有写完整，你只写了一半。那就会扣分。所以如果你发现到130个字的 summary， 你只写了100个字 ，OK， 110个字 ，you have only written 100 words or 110 words. That means that there's something wrong with your summary. Okay, maybe you do not have enough points, or maybe you didn't write the complete sentence. 就是你没有把点整个完完整整的写下去，你只是写了点那个你找到的 point 的一部分而已，你才会有少字数的情况。So，写太多的话，你也不会拿到分，你只会浪费你自己的时间。做下一项的时候，你的时间就会减少，不够。OK， 你不会拿到多的分数，而且在130个字之后的部分，可能考官就不会看了。所以不管你那边写了多少个 point， 考官也都不理。OK，so 不要写超过太多，也不要写超过太多，就是尽量在125到135之间，越靠近130越好。Okay，so maybe from 125 to 135 in between that. Okay, it's as close as possible. Write as close as possible to the 130 words. 越靠近就越好，就代表你的 summary 是越完整的。Okay, then pay attention to tense. Sometimes pronoun uses a given 10 words. This one is not 这个的话其实是在讲，如果你拿到的一些 summary 是write a summary on what we should do to maybe what we should do to save the earth, something like that. Okay, what we should do to save the earth. 然后那你在写的时候，你就要它有 we pronoun， 它那边是问你 we， 那你写的时候你要一直写 we。就算那个文章里面他是讲，他只是跟你讲你可以做的东西是什么，他没有讲到 are you ready， 他没有讲是谁。那可是因为你的那10个字，你开头的时候他已经有讲 we 了，他已经有讲到我们了，那就代表你整篇 summary 其实就要跟着他那个的方向去走。他跟你讲是我们，那你就要写我们。Okay, so that is for 11. 12. Write summary in one paragraph. Okay, this one we have been writing summary since junior 1 until senior 3. Okay, all are the same. Summary only one paragraph. 只有一段而已，一段。Okay, the back part is not so important. 就是一段，你可以写一段而已啊。Pitfalls to avoid. Okay, what you should avoid when you are writing summary. Okay, do not include information not found in text. Okay, 里面没有的东西就不要自己加下去。Okay, do not include your own ideas or opinions. Summary 从来不会叫你写你自己的意见的。No, never. So you do not include any of it. Okay, comprehension 可能会有这样的理解文可能就会有，可是 summary 不会问你自己的意见，问你自己的想法，没有啊。Okay, so do not spend too much time paraphrasing as you might end up losing marks for content unless you can do so without altering or distorting meaning. OK， 这个跟刚刚前面讲的是一样的，就是除非你很有能力，你很确定你自己有那个能力去 paraphrase, then only you paraphrase. If not, you don't waste time thinking, okay, how should I write this in my own words? Okay, thinking for very long, okay, you spend too much time on this and you do not have enough time for the other parts. Okay, and you might also end up, not getting marks for both content and also language. 然后到最后你就因为你可能能力不足，然后可是你还是想要 paraphrase， 就花一大堆时间在想我要怎样自己去写这个句子，然后到最后就浪费了太多时间在这个部分，然后让你其他的部分不够时间，然后而且到最后可能你 paraphrase 不好的话 content 没有分数， language 没有分数，那就到最后就什么都没有达到这样子。Okay, so don't spend too much time. If you can, paraphrase. If cannot, never mind, it's okay. You still get marks, don't worry. Okay, do not repeat ideas. Okay, 不要重复。有些部分它一样的东西会在几个句子里面都一直在重复的。Do not include material from other lines in the text. Okay, like for this text, line 19 to 39 only. So what is not in this part? 那一些不在这个部分的就不需要去从那里想要从那里找到任何的点。 OK， 因为就算你找到可以当做是可以是回答 summary 的 content 的 part， 你也不可以写进去，你写进去也没有分。 OK， so only look for points from where you are asked to look for. OK， 他叫你从哪里你就从哪里找就好了。 OK 啊，So that's all for the guidelines. Okay, what you have to take note when you are doing what you have to focus when you're doing your summary. 跟你在写 summary 的时候要注意的什么 ？And yeah, we'll go back to the question. 我们回去我们的问题，看我们这一篇要写的。Okay, the reasons like tigers are becoming extinct. Okay, 为什么它会濒临绝种 ？And the measures 那个措施 that should be taken to protect them. 要采取的措施是什么？要怎样去保护 them tigers because tigers. Okay, then being continuous form, not note form. This one I believe that all of you know. 要写成一段 ，OK， 一整段，然后是句子的方式，不是一点一点啊。Okay, then use materials from line 19 to 39. Okay, line 19 to 39. I told you this before. Not be longer than 130 words, including the 10 words given below. OK, 你写的时候130个字，包括给你的10个字。OK, 包括给你的10个字。So begin your summary as follows. OK, this one I have explained to you just now. OK, summary 就要用这个开头。OK, 一定要啊，有 must 啊 ，must use the 10 words given. Okay, so that's all for this part. Okay, another thing that I would like to remind you is when you're doing summary, you get question like this. Okay, usually for SPM, for senior year, for senior 1 and 2, you get question like this, right? 通常都会叫你找2个东西。OK, 一个的话也会有，可是很少，通常都会叫你找2个东西。OK, 那我们刚刚这个句子已经帮我们介绍了，我们要讲的是原因，对吗？为什么会减少？因为就是要进入你的原因啊，你就是要给人家说，哦，我要开始写我的原因了，对不对 ？After finish writing all the reasons, when you want to go to measures, maybe you can add a sentence. Okay, there are measures that can be taken to protect tigers. Okay, maybe one of the example. 这个是最简单的，可以用来介绍你接下去要写什么的一个句子。Okay, you can include this. 就是你写完了这个 reason 了之后，你可以写一个这样的句子给人家说 ，OK， 我现在要写措施啊。OK， 你接下来会看到的东西是措施。Okay, you can have a sentence like this. Then only you continue with the measures part. 你再进入你要写的措施的部分。Okay, but let's say 我跟你教这个句子之后，你写完了全部点，你算字数的时候，我发现到我的字数140个字，多了10个字出来，那这个就是最不重要的句子，就是可以剪掉的句子，就是这个东西。OK， 这个不是一个必须要有的。如果你没有写，不会扣分；你写的话，加分可能在 language 那里加一点点分而已，不多，一点点而已。有时候，如果你写到最后，你还是发现到你的字数已经超过很多，然后你想来想去，你都觉得每一个我写的点都是重要的啊，都是我的点啊，那你可以删的就是这个句子，你就把它割掉就好了。OK， 可是如果你有够字数的话，你就可以把这个写下去，然后你就会拿到。在 language 那里会有一点点加分。Okay, so that's what I would like to tell you about this summary. And for this summary, you have to write by yourself. Okay, I won't be discussing the points with you. 我不会再帮你们跟你们检查你们的 point， 或者是跟你们讨论有哪一个 point， 因为这一篇其实相对来讲跟我们之前的比写的，其实它是一个比较他把他的 points 分到很好，所以是其实是比较容易找到的。Okay, what I can tell you is that 这个部分一直到第5段到第7段都是在你都可以找到 reason。Okay, reason 都在这3段里面。Okay, while for the measures you can find in paragraph 8。OK， 所以它其实是分开来了的，不会太难的。OK， 所以你可以先写完这3段的那个 reasons， then only you continue with the the measures. Okay, so that's all for this part summary. Okay, finish the summary and submit by today. Okay. Oh, this is the answer. I should accidentally scroll to the answer. Okay, 所以你就做完，然后今天交。OK 啊 ，If you really cannot submit today 啊，如果你真的在今天里面做不完，就是 可能有很多其他功课也是今天要交，然后真的是没有办法做的 then you let me know， 来跟我解释。Okay, if I can accept your reason, then I'll give you one more day， 到明天再交。Okay, so you submit online assignment. I will post the assignment in your Google Classroom. Submit there, and on Wednesday, bring your paper, your test paper. I want you to write on test paper 啊，测验纸啊，不要再写在活页纸上面了。You bring your test paper and submit to my assistant. 要交给我的干事。Okay, English supervisor. Submit to them. Okay, so that's all for the summary guidelines. If you have any question regarding no matter the guidelines or the passage， 如果 passage 上面有问题或者是 guideline 有哪里不理解的话 ，you may PM me, and I'll reply you as soon as possible. Okay, so that's all for this part. Okay, thank you very much for your patience, and I'm sorry that I couldn't. Actually, I wanted to finish all this in the class, but then because of the connection problem, because of the two gases thingy, then it makes everything more difficult. So I'm so sorry for that, and thank you so much for understanding and your cooperation. So please do not copy from a friend. 不要抄别人的 Okay, try to do it by yourself. If you really do not know anything at all, you do not know how to look for points, 你完全不知道，一个都找不到的话 then PM me. Okay, I'll help you. Don't copy from a friend 啊，因为要考试啊，然后你们考试也要写 summary 的，你一定要给你自己一个这样子的练习去做。OK， 不管你会不会的好，你要去尝试去做这个东西，不要抄。I know some of you you always copy from a friend， OK， 都是抄的。I know there are some of you do that. Please do not do this anymore. Those students, a few boys I know when I was marking or even composition you copy. Hey, I know a few classes, AC 10 AC 4 maybe no, AC 10 I found a few of you. I don't know who copies whose one Okay, don't do that anymore. Okay, don't do that anymore. This is for you to practice for your exam. Okay, so that's all for today. Okay, thank you so much for your cooperation, and thank you so much for understanding. Okay.